Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Foetron Academy. My name is Harshwards, and today we are talking about top 5 practical uses of macro in Microsoft Excel. Now let's go forward and talk about the point to be discussed in this video. So in this video, we will talk about mainly 2 points. In the first point, I will tell you what are the different practical uses of macro in Microsoft Excel. After that, I will tell you how it will help you in automation. So actually everything in the end should be automated. So it will help you in the due process. How can I do that and how it will be helpful in my practical uses will be discussed in this video. Now let's go forward and talk about the first use of the macro, that is data related tasks. Data related tasks include everyday Excel tasks to clean up and format data. Like every day you get data and you have to clean that data and format that data every day and day after day. So in that case, you can always go for the macro. If you do it once, you just have to repeat it through your macro and you just have to run the macro and all the process will be done. So in that case, you can always go for like an example. Like for an example, you can use remove duplicates option. Like you can create a list of unique values. Or secondly, you can select or delete blank rows. Thirdly, you can create formulas with macros, percentage change formula. Or you can find the last used cell, row or column in a sheet. Apply formatting to raw data export, format copier. All these things can be done using the macro. So this is a first use, that is a practical use of the macro. Secondly, we will talk about the second option that you can use as a practical use of the macro, that is workbook tasks. So in a workbook tasks, we can also automate tasks across worksheets and workbooks. This include things like listing all the sheets, creating a table of contents, hiding specific sheets, opening and closing workbooks, and more. All these things can be done using a macro. In the end, if you want to like an example of a workbook task, you can create a table of content or you can say a TOC gallery. You can save and close all open workbooks using just a one macro. All these things can be done using a macro. And third point, which you can do, we can say a practical use of a macro, none other than pivot table tasks. Pivot tables are an amazing tool in Excel. They can also be time consuming to create, format, update, and maintain. Fortunately, we can automate just about every property and action with pivot table using the VBA macros. Here are a few examples. Show details macro. Automatic default number formatting in Excel pivot tables. Expand and collapse entire pivot table fields. How to change data formatting for group pivot table fields. The pivot pal add-ins. The entire add-in will be built with the VBA and automates many repetitive pivot table tasks. So all these things can be done using the macro. So like we can say the pivot table is the most crucial among the Excel, and macro is most crucial among the pivot table repetitive function. So we can go in the fourth practical use of the macro, that is user forms and adds in. User forms are windows that open over Excel with interactive controls. They make our spreadsheets easier for other users to use. The user forms can be created and modified in the VB editor. So all these things, if you are using a user forms, you can easily access the macros and your work will be much easier. And secondly, add-ins are installed on the user computer and usually contain custom ribbon tabs with buttons. This allow other users to run your macros on open workbook. So this also can be done using macros. So from till here you can easily comprehend that how much macro can do in Microsoft Excel and how much it can narrow down or cut down your work in just a few buttons. And in the end, we will talk about the final, not the least, but the best option of the macro, that is process automation. So what is the process automation? So we can also automate more complex process with macros and VBA. This includes creating a system to create, update, or modify several Excel files. So in the end, with the ending of this video, I just want to say that these five options are not the least things that is available with the macro. So in the end of this video, I just want to say that these five options are not the least, but the five options that are top five options that you could use a macro for. But there are a lot of other options according to your own requirement. I want to just say that just start the macro recording and do your work. Like if you want to repeat that work by tomorrow, by next month, by next week, you just have to click one time and the whole thing will be done within a second. So automation is a future and macro recorder will help you through that process. So with this point, I am going to end this video and I hope your all queries have been cleared. And if not, kindly write us in comment section and we will surely get back to you. And if this video helped you in any way, kindly drop us a like and don't forget to subscribe our channel for amazing videos in future. Till then, have an amazing and good day.